Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Thank you to my subscribers and welcome to the newcomers. For all the people that have subscribed in the last few days, thank you so much. For the new visitors that are stopping in, I hope you enjoy what you see, and if you do, please subscribe, be part of the family. I thank you so much for everything. We are going to do this beautiful centerpiece that I am working on. My own creation, my own design. As you can see, it almost looks like a vine of grapes, which is the popcorn stitch, but it's different than the regular one because it goes sort of like a zigzag. It's not like a straight popcorn, and we're going to have it on both sides. This is a table runner, and it's pretty big. It's kind of big to lay it out over here. I also have the colors of flowers that I'm going to work on. I work with number 4 yarn, color 7. This is Portuguese yarn, Joanina, which is ladybug, 100% cotton. So I'm going to work with these colors, as you can see. And I have another one that fell somewhere. And I have this one, this purple also. So yeah, there's quite a bit of colors here. I'm going to make some flowers and some leaves and some branches and things like that, going through the pattern. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please don't forget to share, like, comment, and any questions, feel free to ask, please. So we are going to get started. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Okay, everybody, so because I have started to advance the video, or else it's going to take forever, so I'm gonna just give a sample start. And on the sample start, we are going to do 63 stitches. Okay, so 2, 3, 4 until 63. So we have 63 chain. We're going to count back 4. So we'll get you a little bit closer. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go on the 5th one. On your 5th, and grab only the top loop. Don't grab everything in the center, so your pattern can stay straight. Okay, now we're going to do a stitch on each little loop here all the way to the end. So not complicated. It's going to be a very simple pattern. You just have to be careful when I'm going to teach you about the popcorn. Popcorn, everybody knows how to do popcorn, at least most people, except for the beginners that are just learning, just starting. But with this one, what makes it different is, if you look at it, they're all facing me, right? We have to keep going row by row. So obviously when you turn around, if you don't do the proper stitch, the popcorn will be facing the wrong side, which we don't want, right? The wrong side is going to stay flat. So we need the popcorn to be facing us. I'll teach you when it's going to be time for that reverse to face us. Okay, so continue on your stitch all the way to the end. So we've come to the end. Go up 3, turn your work, go into the next one. We are going to do 10 stitches, regular stitch, so we can create this sidewalk. So do 10. We're going to do one separation. We are going to skip one. We're going into the next one. We're going to make little blocks. One separation again, skip one, go to the next one. One separation again, skip one, go to the next one. So you're supposed to have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One separation. Let me just check here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No one separation, sorry. We're going to do another stitch. Better get you closer. Right next to it. So we're going to be doing groups of 2, like on here, as you can see. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to do groups of 2, 1 separation, 2. We're going to skip 1. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We did 2, 1, skip 1. We're going to do another one here. So we're going to make little groups now. We're supposed to have 9 groups. So 9 groups. We're going to have skip 1, 1 stitch, 1 stitch, skip 1, 1 stitch, 1 stitch. Okay, so we did our 9 groups of 2s, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 separation, skip 1, and we're going to... Okay, so I had made a mistake and I had to take it down. Okay, so we did our 9 groups of 2s. We're going to repeat the same thing, 4 little space here at the beginning. So 1 separation, skip 1, 1 separation, skip another. So you're going to have your 4 groups again. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you're going to do your 10. So 2, 4, 6, 7. Make sure you go all the way to the end. 2, 4, 6, 8. I'll make another one here because I missed a stitch. 9. It doesn't matter because you could always, if you missed one, you could always fit one in. I missed a stitch, so it's not a problem. Okay, so now we go up 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to do again. It's going to be repeatedly. The 10 stitch is always the same. Your blocks of groups of 2, which is 9 of them, will always stay the same. And popcorns always stay the same, so nothing to it. It's just the reverse popcorn, so it can face you. That's the only thing that's different with this. So you're going to have your group of 10. 1 separation. And you're going to go in here, not on the first one. You skip on your second one. And you're going to do 5 in the same one. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, this is for the popcorn. You're going to close it in. 1 stitch separation, going to the next one. And do 5 again for the other popcorn. again, 5 stitch, close it in, 1 separation, and let me see if I don't miss anything here. Okay, so now we are going to go right into the block of 2, and we're going to do 2. So it's going to be repeatedly, this row will be the same until the end. All the little blocks of 2s will always remain the same. So all the way to the end. Okay, so we did, just pull it up a bit. We did our 9 groups of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 separation. We're going to skip this one. We're going to do our popcorn again, 5 stitch. So it's repeatedly the same thing, nothing to it. So 5 stitch in here. So, and 1 separation, and again 5 stitch for the other popcorn. Okay, gonna lock it in and 1 stitch separation. I'm gonna skip here. We're gonna do our 10 groups, our 10 stitch here. So and do our 10, so it's repeatedly the same thing. And with this pattern you can go as big as you want or as small as you want. There's no like how many counted how many rows you want, none of that, because it's not a pattern to be putting like counting roses or something around it. Like I have many patterns that we had to count spaces and stuff. So you can go as big as you like on this one. Make sure you don't miss your last stitch. It's very important. You have to have 10 in there so it can be the same thing as on this side. Okay. Now turn around. We'll go up 3 as you wish and do the 10 again. Okay. So do your 10. Okay. So we are on the reverse side. We are on the bad side. The right side is this side where the popcorn is facing, right? This is the back part. So we're going to do the 1 separation after doing the 10. And we are going to make the popcorn facing the right side. So what do? We do not go in the center here. We're going to go where we locked it. Where we locked up the popcorn. Because we want it to zigzag. We don't want the popcorns to be straight. Now, unless you want them straight, then you go on the middle. And we're going to do our 5 stitch inside where we locked up. 3, 4, 5. So now we have 5 inside of where we locked up, not in the middle. We're going to do it here. Now we want it to face that way, the right way. So instead of grabbing our popcorn like this, right, we're going to grab it from here and we're going to bring it to the front like that. We're going to lock it in, 1 separation, and now we go into where we tied up And we're going to do our 5 here too. So we don't go into the middle, not unless you want your popcorns to stand one next to another in a row. If you're doing like sort of a grapevine like I did, then you'll have to do it this way. Okay, so 5 stitch again. Grab it, your first stitch here. I'm going to grab it here, pull it, lock it in, 1 stitch separation, and we go back into the group of 2s. So it's going to be repeatedly the same thing. Nothing changes on this. It's only the popcorn reverse stitch that changes. Now, as you can see, it stays flat on the back part and it stays out into the front. Okay, so we've reached here at the end where the other popcorn is. 1 separation. You're gonna right in the middle. Okay, not in the middle here. You're not gonna do it here. You're gonna do it in the middle here of your popcorn where you locked in your stitch. Okay, so you're gonna do your 5. So you did your 5. You're going to grab it from the front here. You're going to grab your stitch. You're going to pull through. You're going to lock it in and 1 stitch separation. Again, you're going to go into where you locked in your other popcorn. So not complicated at all. And when you get to the next row, well, you do your regular popcorn, right? So we have the 5, grab it from the front, bring it in, lock it in, and 1 separation. Go into your 10 groups here, stitch, and do your 10. Make sure you get all the way to the end on the corner. Don't miss it, because I sometimes have the tendency of leaving that last one behind, and then a few rows up, I realize I have 9 stitches and not 10, and I have to undo everything, and that's not pleasant. So make sure you get your last one here in the corner, even if it's tough to get it in. Okay, so this is what it looks like, and then the front, what it's going to look like too. Let me just pull it away a bit. So this is what it's going to look like. Okay, well, you can see it by here. Okay, so I'm going to count how many popcorn I have already, rows of popcorn on mine, because mine is already a pretty big one, as you can see. I'm just going to like finish it up now. I'm almost done, but it's pretty big. And I'm going to count the rows of popcorn, not how many rows I have, but of the popcorns, okay? I'll let you know. If you want my size, then you have to complete the same thing. Okay, everybody. So I have 57 rows of popcorn. The last row to finish it up, it has to stay let me just get this straight for a minute. I got my brains just froze there for a second. Yeah, sorry, my brain had frozen. Okay, so 57 rows of popcorn. Your last row, which we are going to do, is exactly like the first one we did here with the, with the squares. So you have to be on your reversed side, on the wrong side. So you can finish the first row with your stitches, all the stitches together on the right side. Okay, so we're going to do our 10. For some reason, my brain had just like locked in. All I see day and night is stitches. Okay. And we don't have any more size 4 in white. We ran out in this country. So I have to use 2 6s together, which makes it harder to work. Okay. So 1 stitch. And we're going to go right in the middle where, whoops, what a mess, where we locked in our popcorn, and 1 separation, and where we locked in the other popcorn. So it's going to be like that too. I'll make sure I get this right. No, that won't work out because we got to get 1, 2, 3, 4 before we hit these ones. Okay. So we're going to do 1 in the middle, 1 in the middle. See if this works out. 1 here where the stitch is. Okay, so 1 in the middle, 1 where the stitch is. 1 separation again, 1 in the middle again. So that would make 3. 1 separation again. So 1, 2, 3. And we're gonna, let me see, let me work this out. Okay, let's try this again. So we did our 10. Let's do 1 separation, go 1 in the middle, 1 separation again. We are gonna lock in the middle here, 1 separation, go in the middle there. So we have 1, 2, 3, yeah, 1 separation, and we go right into the groups. Now we should have 4. Really, sometimes you have to go back and forth and figure this out. But nothing we can't handle. We've done worse. So let me see what this looks like now. Okay, so we do our 10. Just like we did our 10, 1 separation. We go in the middle. 1 separation, we go in the middle of the popcorns. 1 separation, we go right in the edge here. And then 1 separation, we make our 2. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, the same thing. Okay, we're going to repeat that on the other side. Okay, so I finished doing the 2 groups. Now we're going to go 1 separation, go into the middle of the popcorn here. 1 separation, and I go in the middle here of the popcorns. 1 separation into the other popcorn. That makes 1, 2, 3, and 1 separation, and we go into the groups again. So we should have 4 separation, 4 little squares. So as you can see, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we do our 10, and we're gonna turn around, do our 10 again, and we're gonna do stitch over stitch like the bottom one here. Okay, so now we're gonna do last row of the middle of the pattern, of course, not last row of everything. We're still gonna continue on to do the edges. So we do our 10, we go 1 in the middle, 1 over overlap the other one in the middle. So nothing really huge about this. One in the middle and one overlapping, one in the middle and one overlapping, one in the middle. So nothing to it, just very simple. And overlapping the, so it can be nice and straight, and it makes it that you are on the right side also. This is really hard to work with two threads here. It's not easy, but gotta do what you gotta do. Boy, and let me tell you, when it starts, because my hands are tired already. Well, stubborn, but I'm more stubborn than you, right? Sometimes you have to talk to your yarn to get things going. So one in the middle all the time and overlap the other ones of the group of twos. I'll meet you at the end. And there it is, my friends. Get you to, whoops. So see how nice and straight it came out, nice and perfect. Now, if you wanted to leave it just as a table runner like this, then it would have been just fine also. You could have just done some flowers. Like I have a few here, I'll just give you an example. This is not what I'm doing here, but it's an example that I'm giving you to give you an idea. So if you make like some of the flowers that I have, some of the tutorial, like the harmony flower, the twisted flower would have been perfect for here. Or even that big giant, the mega flower would have been perfect for here also. Beautiful. But you could have also used a few of them like that. These are just examples I am giving you. Could have just, you know, place some flowers and go accordingly to it as you would wish, like that. So I was just working on some flowers that I'm going to see, because I'm working several projects at a time. So so you could have placed them, you know, as you wish on here. Attachment to some, you know, of your pattern, if you wanted to. If not, then you're going to continue following me until the end. And we're going to take it from there. Okay, everybody. So this is going to be the end result for the white part of the table runner. So just created this part here because I am going to add on some flowers and you know, leaves and stuff. So I finished doing this part, as you can see, which is going to look phenomenal once all the other pieces are added on. And now we're going to go into this part. So basically, you would grab your yarn, tie it at the other end of the table runner, and we are going to just pretty much grab anywhere here, and I had to tie it. So we're gonna hide the yarn already behind it from what we tied the yarn from the other side of the beginning. So we go up 3, gets tricky, slippery, and we go into the next stitch. So you gotta force it a little bit, especially me that I have a very tight stitch, so it's crazy. We're gonna do the 10 stitches, but now on this side at the other end. So I just hope I didn't miss. I did miss. Okay, can't miss any, so we really have to get the stitch right in the corner, not to miss any stitches. And it makes it difficult for me because I'm using 2 yarns, because we don't have no more of my size 4, so I'm using 2 at the same time, size 6, so I can get the same thickness as the 4. So it turns a little bit more complicated. Well, not complicated, but you have to be careful, because sometimes the needle, you know, grabs one, and then you always have to undo and go back to grab the 2 pieces of yarn. So a little bit tricky, but you get used to it. You got no choice if you want to make these beautiful patterns this size. So we have to work with what we have, right? Okay, so we're gonna do our 10 stitch overlapping the bottom one. Trying to hide the yarn at the same time as much as we can. Whatever's left over, we cut it up. So now I've just created that one. I was playing around with it and trying to see what was the best way to create something here at the end. There's so many ways of creating, of course, but I wanted something unique, different. So we'll just go back and count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So now I have 11. Well, that's not good. Oh, goodness. Oh, okay, I see. Because I did 2 stitch on the same place. Okay. Well, I know it takes patience to come back and take it down, but you know what? This is how you learn. This is how you make perfection. You have to come back and take it down. I know sometimes we can lose patience with it. I've lost patience many times years ago when I was doing them. But, you know, how can you become so good if you don't make the mistakes and take it down and redo and take it down and redo? It's the only way that you're going to get to be a professional at this. So you have to do it. Sometimes I make mistakes still, and I have to take row after row after row. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so we have our 10. Now we take this out. Okay, so let me get you closer here. So we have our 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Now I have to look into my pattern because I just finished creating it, so we want to make sure that we get the same thing on both sides, right? So now we are going to create, we're going to do 1 stitch, we're going to skip 1, we're going to the next one, 1 stitch, and skip 1, we're going to the next one. We're going to do this all the way to the end, except we have to do the 10 stitches on the other side. Same thing as we're doing here. So you're going to have, let me see, you're going to have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I believe it's 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yep. So 20 of these and then 10 on the other side. Okay, so we have 20 squares, and then we have our 10. Now we got 1, 2, turn our work around, and do the same 10 again. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One separation. We are going to skip this one, the first one here, and we're going to skip on the other side, the last one too. So we're going to jump right into this one so we can start narrowing it down. And we're going to do that the same way, a few rows before it changes again. Okay, so we're going to skip the last one, and we go directly into the 10 stitches. Okay, so we've reached the last one. So we do one stitch, we don't do this one, and we go directly into the 10. Okay, so we're going to do that. The next row, the same thing. We're going to skip the first square, and we're going to skip the second square, which is the last square. First and last, we're going to skip it. The stitches stay 10 the same for now until it's time to be cutting down the stitches also, which will be further up. 1, 2, 3. Turn our work. Again, we're going to do our 10. So we have our 10 stitch again. We're going to one stitch separation. We're not going to do this one. We're going into the next one. Okay, so we're going to do that, and we're also going to skip the end one. So one stitch separation into the next one. One stitch separation into the next one. Okay, so coming to the end here, we don't do this one. No, we go from here to here and do the 10 and go up. We're going to do, let me see how many rows until, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 rows. Okay, from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The same thing. We skip the first one and we skip the last one until the 8th row. Okay, and then on the 8th row, okay, we skip, then it changes. Then we're gonna we're going to come and after the 8th row it changes. We're going to start changing up. We're going to start cutting on the sides. Okay, so I'll meet you then. Okay, so we finished doing our 8th row. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And let me just check here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're supposed to have 6 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because we skipped this one and we skipped this one. Okay, so we turn our work around. And what we're going to do is we are going to go into the next one and start cutting down 1. Okay, so instead of 9, instead of a 10, we're going to start having 9 on each side the same way. We start cutting down the edges. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I must have missed something. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I did miss. So I missed one here. Whoops. One, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and one more, 9. Okay, now that we've done the 9, 2, 4, 6, why do I have 8 there? 2, 6, 8. Hold on a minute, people. Oops, looking in the wrong one. Oh, goodness me. Yeah, 9. Okay. So now we are going to cut. We do one stitch and into the next one. One separation into the next one. Again, one separation. And now we jump this one and we go right into here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, because we're going to leave this one out, okay? So we're going to turn around. We're going to go directly into the next one there. Skip 1. 1, 2, 3. Now we're supposed to have 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7. 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Okay, yeah. 8, not 7. Sorry. Okay. And now we are so on this other row. Okay, so here we have 4, right? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do 1 separation, and we're going to go back into the same one. 1 separation back into, we're not skipping any squares. Okay. 1 separation again and into the same one. 1 separation. We're only skipping the 1 stitch where the tens are at the beginning and at the end. Okay. Dogs, they see a cat, they go wild. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8. Perfect. Okay, so we have 2, 4, 2, 4. Okay, so now we turn around again. And cut down to the next one. 1, 2, 3. Next one. Next one. Next one. And again. And again. So we have now 2, 4, 6, 7. Now we're over here. So we have 2 rows of 4, and now we cut down again. Okay. 1 stitch separation. We're going to cut from here. 1 stitch separation. And we're going to go into here. Let me see if this is right. I don't think it's right. Oh, no, sorry. Not into there. Okay. Goodness. I forgot what I've done. Okay. So 1 stitch separation into the middle and not on top. Okay. So we're supposed to have 3 squares. 1 stitch separation. And right into here. Let me just check if this is right. 3 squares. 3 squares. Same thing. Now we're going to do the same thing. And so 2, 4, 6, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, perfect. So now we turn around again. And now we're going to do the 2. Okay. So okay, so now we're going to do the 2, 1 separation, go right into the middle, and 1 separation again into the next one. So not hard at all, it just changes a bit. Only a couple of rows, and then the rest is fine. Okay, so now we got the 2, turn around, we're going to do 1, and be 1 little square left. I like it. See, that's what I mean about working with double yarn. Sometimes you miss one, you have to go back and check. One, and you go right into the next one, like that. So you have 1 left, like that. You have 2, 4, 5, 1 separation right into it. So you're supposed to have 5 on this side also. 4 and 5. Okay, turn around, skip, 1, 2, and now it's all stitches, like that. One inside, one only, and then next stitch, and the next stitch, next stitch, next stitch. Okay, turn around, next stitch, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to do that until we have only 3 on the last 3 stitches. So we're just going to keep cutting down until we have 3 left. And in here, 1, 2, 3. And then there, 1, 2, and 3. And 3. Cut the yarn, pull it through, and there you have it. Okay, now we're going to start with the finished decoration. It's like a Christmas tree, you know. You got a beautiful Christmas tree. Now you need to decorate it, right? Okay, everybody. So if you wanted to leave it just like that as a table runner, okay, just simple, that's fine. You could have probably just put a string with a pearl or 3 or 4 pearls at the end. It would have been perfect, beautiful. And if not, then just go on and we're gonna add some flowers to it. Okay, everybody, so we're gonna do the outlining of the table runner with this lilac, ladybug, Portuguese 100% cotton yarn, number 4, color 26. So we are going to turn, lock it in, And I'm going to try to hide the yarn already. 1, 2, 3. Inside of the same one, we're going to do 4 stitches. Go to the next space. Lock it in. Try to hide the yarn. Go to the next space. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4 more in here. So we're going to keep skipping 1 space and do 4 stitches inside. For the next ones, lock it in. Go to the next one and do 4 inside. We're going to do this all the way around and all the table runner. Oh, no stitch, sorry. Next space. So it's going to be like that. Okay, and we're going to do that all the way going around to the end, and we're going to lock it in. Okay, you guys, so doing this whole side, right, all the way through. When we get to the edge here, so we have in here, we're going to go right in the center. We're going to lock it in, and then we're going to go into the next one here and go up 1, 2, 3 and do it here like that. And do our 4. Okay. And then next space. And then the next space. Start our 4 again. So basically, this is what it's going to look like. Okay, so we're going to do that all the way around to the end. We're going to do the same thing. Do the 4 in here, tie it in here, small stitch, and then just tie it here at the end, right at the edge. Okay, everybody, so what I'm doing now is I'm creating flowers and leaves to glue and then stitch a few stitches here and there. So as you can see, I have a few leaves already that I've been creating, and some of the stems that we are going to put on them. Some flowers with different purples and pink and light. Same flower, more flatter than this one. This one has like popcorn, almost like the one here. So creating different colors so it can match perfectly. And I'm just gonna teach you how we do this one, because I have the tutorial already on the leaves. If you go into the playlist, you can check out the leaves and go from there. This one, I don't have a tutorial on it yet, so I'll just do it from here. So we make the magic ring and then pull through and then give it 1 stitch. I'm just going to pull through a little bit here. And whoops, let me just turn it properly. Okay, go up 1 like that, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to go back in. Oh, sorry, I thought I was doing the flower. Stupid, silly me. Okay, So we did one, and now we are going to do the regular. We're going to do 8 times 8 regular stitch. I'll even bring it up a little bit more closer. So we have 3. We don't count the little one. We count 8 regular stitch. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now we're going to double. I'm off camera. Terrible. We're going to double turn and make big stitch. Double turn again one more time. So we're going to have 2 big ones. We do that. So we're going to have 2 big ones. And then we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. We're going to go in here and make the little pom-pom. And then double turn in 2 more big ones. Because now we're doing the other side of the leaf. Okay, so 2. Then we're going to do 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 regular stitch. Okay, and then we're going to do the half stitch. We're going to close, tighten up as much as you want the center. Okay, and then we are gonna get it tied up to the other edge. Just like that. And the third one here. Like that. Now, you can give it 1, 2, 3, depending on how long, 4, 5, how long you want your stem to be. I'm going to cut it because these are going to be very close to the, then we're going to tie up the leftover string. So this is pretty much what it looks like. Okay, and then we're just going to add on each side of the flowers, you know. Okay, and now as far as the flower goes, so let me grab this pink. So we're going to make the magic, and we are going to 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then backhand. We're going to do this 8 stitch, 1 separation, and then backhand regular stitch. We're going to do this 8 times. Okay, so we're supposed to have 8 of these 1 stitch separation. So we have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tie up your little hole there, 1 separation, and just tie up of the third one there, like that. Now go in the center, in the middle of the 2 loops there, and we're going to do 1, 2, 3. Back in the center, we're going to do 4 regular stitch. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. We go up, we turn it around to the back, and we go on the next stitch, the next one. So we're going to have 4 on top. of each other. So now we have the 4 underneath, 4 on top. Now we turn it back to the right side. We do 1, 2, and 3. Turn once. We're going to go into the next space and do the same thing again. 4 regular stitch, 3, 4, go back 1, 2, 3, up, turn it around. We go on top of the other ones again, and it's going to be repeatedly like this 8 times all the way around. Okay, turn it around again, and we're going to do 1, 2, 3, turn once into the next space. So you're creating these little stems, if you want to call them, not stems, petals. So we have 4. So this is how they're created, which is the same thing as on here. Okay, so we're going to do that 1, 2, 3, and turn it around again and go and create your 4. So I'm going to do that 8 times, my friends. Okay, so you're supposed to have 4 of these all the way around. Turn it around 1, 2, 3, and into the next one. So very simple, nothing to it. I'll meet you at the end. So now we reached our last one. We give the 3 stitch, and we're going to tie it right on the first one here on the 3rd place. So we're going to go right in. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you can continue on if you want the same color. I'm changing colors, so I'm cutting. And this is what it's going to look like. Now I'm going to grab this color to be different. Actually, no, I'm going to use green. So we turn once, we locked in, and you could already hide your yarn. We're gonna come in here, lock it in, go up 1 stitch after locking in. I'm gonna do 5 regular stitches, 2, because we don't count the first lock in, 3, 4, 5, 1 stitch, and we go back into the same place like that. 1 separation into the next one like that. Go up 1 and 5 regular. It's repeatedly the same thing all the way around. Nothing to it. Piece of cake. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. 5. Without counting this one. We're not counting this one. We're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now 1 stitch and back into the same place. 1 separation and again into this one. So we don't count this one. 1 stitch. Now we start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1 stitch separation and then to the same one. Okay, so we're going to do this all the way around. Now you can hide your yarn already get it out of the way, and through these loops here, you're sure that it's secure. It's not going to go anywhere, and your job will be perfectly fine. So we get rid of that. This one here, we bring it down, and we go through some of the loops here also to secure it, that it's not going to go anywhere. Now, if you want to make sure that, anyway, you have to remember that this is the side it's going to be glued and stitched, so it's not like, you know, it's going to show anything anyway, but this is more like to have it secure in, you know, your edges away when you're going to wash and whatever, even though it's not going to come out, because I think you pretty much, I'm going to keep this the string because I'm going to put a pearl on it. Okay, so that's pretty much it. As you can see, I've done these leaves here, which is the same thing as the one we just finished making. So I got these ones here with a little bit of the stamp to put around the flowers. And that's pretty much it. You can create whatever flower you like to put on there, and then I'll show you once I have it all designed and put together. So all of my yarns, again, they're all number 4s, as you can see. It's all 100% cotton. I'll just move this away a bit. And size needle 3, don't forget, need the scissors, of course. Hot glue if you want to, if not, it's optional. But if you don't hot glue, I hot glue it just to have it in place, so then I can stitch it firmly. Okay, so I will have the end results at the end with some pictures and a little video. I'll put it on top of the counter and you guys can look at it. I thank every single one of you for being here doing these beautiful pieces with me. Thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and share. For the newcomers, thank you for being here, visiting my channel. And hopefully if you like what you see, please be part of the family and subscribe. Thank you so much, everybody. Bye-bye. Until the next one.